Today on the show, we're going to be talking about Titans Hunt number 1. So our comic starts off with Roy Harper, and he stopped his truck and he's staring at this water tower, and it either looks like half a free weight to him or a giant T. And he can't quite remember why he'd be scared or remember half a free weight or a giant T. So he decides that he's just going to forget about it and go into a nearby pit stop and get himself a bottle of whiskey. And while he's in there, he gets served by a man named Narc. The bottle of whiskey actually ends up getting knocked off the counter. Roy is able to catch it, and Narc is like, "Oh wow, you're speedy." And Roy's like, "What did you just say?" And Narc is like, "Your reflexes, they're speedy." And obviously, Roy calms down because no one is supposed to know that he used to be speedy. The reason Roy is drinking isn't because he wants to forget things. You see, he's made a lot of bad life choices, so he doesn't have many memories. Roy says he drinks to remember, not to forget. Then we see Dick Grayson, he's beating these guys up. Turns out these guys are organ runners, and he's about to stop them when this man with super strength and laser vision bursts in and kills these men before Dick Grayson can apprehend them. Turns out this person is an Atlantean, and before Dick can give chase, he's beaten up himself, and then the Atlantean dives into the sea, where Dick just wouldn't be a match for him. The guy causes Dick Grayson to remember something, but he's not sure what he remembers. There's just like a lingering thought in the back of his head though. Then we cut to Donna Troy. She's at an old clubhouse, and she turns around to this man and says, "How long has the clubhouse been a ruin?" And the man's like, I don't know, 5 years, maybe more. And Donna Troy goes away and says that this man could be in trouble if he stays around her for too long. Then we go to a man. He's about to collect an award, but suddenly feels incredibly overwhelmed, but nonetheless he collects his award and everything's fine and dandy. Then we have Dick Grayson in a hotel room, and he gets a phone call from a woman called Lilith, or at least he thinks it's a phone call, because when he asks this woman, "How did you get my number?" turns out she is speaking to him directly into his mind. She simply tells Dick that he needs to remember them and her before she vanishes. We don't know who them or her is, really. Then finally we go back to Roy, and he calls up his addiction counselor and says he's sorry for missing a session, and it turns out his addiction counselor is Lilith. Lilith says this is fine. She hangs up the phone, and then she turns around to someone and says she knows they are watching and they cannot have them this time. And then it's revealed that she has files and all the original Teen Titans. You know, like, excluding Wally West, because after all, this is being set in the New 52 continuity, so Wally West just could not have been a Teen Titan at any given point, but it's fine, you know, I'm not gonna complain, you know, count your losses and what have you, and your Wally West just wouldn't have been around. It's fine. I'm not bitter. If you don't know what Titans Hunt is, it's a series setting out to restore the legacy of the Teen Titans in the New 52 continuity, starting with the 1960s Teen Titans team. We are going to see a lot of characters that have joined the team through the years, which I'm very excited about. And the whole tonality of the series is actually being based off of what is arguably the greatest run of the Teen Titans, the 1980s New Teen Titans. In fact, there's no arguably about it. The 1980s New Teen Titans is the greatest run of the Teen Titans ever. The series is actually being written by Dan Abnett, who happens to be one of my favourite writers, and I've been saying for years he should write the Teen Titans, so I'm very happy to see him on board. And if you want to read the Teen Titans, start reading Titans Hunt, because it's the perfect place to start if you want to understand the legacy of this team. And don't bother with the main Teen Titans book, because kind of a bit crappy at the moment.
It's super effective!
Okay guys, that is it for today. So what do you think of Titans Hunt so far? I know issues 1 and 2 are out at the moment. This was just a recap of issue number 1. Please let me know in the comments down below. Also don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more history videos. Also don't forget to like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, support the show by checking out my Patreon if you want to see bigger and better and more history videos. Also don't forget to subscribe to my vlogging channel if you'd like to start your day with me every single day. My name is Faust, this has been Exploring Comics, and it is super effective. I burped like 20 times while filming this.